Yes, everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the XG File. Stephen Howson.
Ronaldo Brown. And judging by the title, we're off our tits.
So what's your justification for this? Liverpool won it once.
I was thinking, because it's so like iffy whether we're going to finish top four, right? I think it's very much for Arsenal to it's theirs to lose, really. Especially when you look at the fixtures we've got in March.
They could easily get in there. And that's just on their games in hand.
Yeah.
Getting beyond that.
I don't believe in the games in hand thing.
I don't.
Points in the bag.
Points in the bag is points in the bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
United have got what we're definitely naming March Madness, but it could start against Leeds. Leeds should be one of the easiest games we've had for a while, in all honesty, because they'll go for it. That's the problem with the playing likes of Burnley, even Middlesbrough under Wilder, and even Brighton. You got tricky teams who know how to defend and actually can hurt you. Leeds can definitely hurt you, but they give you a chance.
Yeah.
Leeds have got goal scoring in them, but they do give you a chance. So Leeds will be a bit of a basketball game this weekend. Atletico Madrid away.
Do you know what I mean?
Next week.
People have spoke about their form, saying Atletico Madrid have been not in the greatest form recently.
All right, yeah, because we're flying.
Yeah, we're flying as well. I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters when it comes to Atletico Madrid anyway. I think Simeone, the players that they've got at their disposal, no matter how they're playing, they've got class players everywhere. They've got more than enough to hurt this United side that we've got.
Then it's Watford, who put a bit of a nail in Ollie's coffin. Then it's City, which is probably a loss.
So that's all right. So going into March, it starts City.
Spurs at home.
Very 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50 is fair. Atletico at home.
Second leg.
Probably desperately needing a win, I would imagine, at that point.
Yep.
I don't think we've done enough away. I don't think we've gone away and won 3-0 or 5-0, what City did.
Okay. No, we haven't.
Then it's Liverpool away. Then it's Leicester at home, which, and then it's Everton, and then you get Norwich. But
you didn't even have to include that. But you basically mentioned a run of 7 games against pretty top teams, and you know what that's come after.
All of them can beat us.
All of them could possibly be a loss, and it's come after a spell. We've seen who you played in the last 12, where they were all meant to be a winnable run, and it's not materialised that way. And you know why that could backfire? Is because we don't know when or if this United team will click, when something will click.
Yeah. When or if.
When or if. If we click performance-wise, going into a run of all them, we could still come out with indifferent results, even with good performances. Whereas we haven't clicked.
Are United's favourite for
when we should
Madrid?
have? Yeah.
No. Are we favourites for City? No. Are we favourites for Liverpool? No. We're not even favourites for Spurs, right? So you can still have a good performance and not win one of those and probably beat, Leeds, Watford.
Yeah, my point is I would have actually rather the kind of fixture run we've had being reversed, where United click going into a run of 12 games where they could reel off possibly 10 wins out of 12.
You mean like the last 10 games?
Yeah. Yeah, the last 10 games that we didn't.
We didn't win 10 of.
Do you know what I mean? But now, it just things look bleak. The reason why we've come up
hang on. Andrew in the comments said, let's be real, Ralf has literally had the easiest run of fixtures and he's not managed to make the most of it. Are we really putting that on Ralf?
Yeah, I think we're drifting away from this manager game blame. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so.
Blame game. I think we're going towards giving the players a little bit of responsibility and accountability for how they've been performing. I definitely wouldn't put it on Rangnick's toes, but the reason why we've come up with this Champions League Masterplan thing, which it is possible because anything is that could be the route into the Champions League next season if we do finish outside of the top 4 somehow, some way. And do you know what it is?
It's like trying to win the Euro Millions to pay your rent.
Is that impossible? It's not. But it's going to have to take some doing with the way this United team's going. But part of me started to believe, would Champions League football suit us more in terms of style? Like sometimes styles make fights, the way they say it in boxing and MMA. Could we just get lucky in the run? Because if you look at the players that United have...
we're as experienced in our system. Yeah. I just want to come to that super chat there. Cheers to that. To Seth here. He says, I usually like your takes, but recently you keep alluding to our improvement in XG as team improvement. It's just Pogba coming back and wanting cash. here's where you're wrong, because defensively our XG is better, and that's not Pogba. Provably, that's not Pogba. Pogba is definitely a spark that moves us forward, but he's only come back in the last couple of games. The improvement in XG has been there almost the entirety of Ralf's reign, and it is steadily improving now. Some of that is going to be correlation with Pogba coming back, but defensively it's not.
Yeah. Nah, do you know what it is? It's been, I think Sancho's come strong as well.
Yeah.
In kind of...
He's played really well.
It's almost in cohorts with the Pogba return as well.
But someone that can maybe hit him over the top a little bit as well. Like you've got to have different tools in your arsenal. You can't always play the same pass because people get wise to it and they cut it out. You have to have the unpredictability. That was what when Rennie was talking to us about what Fergie said. And he says, here's how I want Manchester United to play. He didn't mention a single pattern. He didn't mention anything. He said pace, power, penetration, unpredictability. And play with a purpose.
Exactly. But it's one of them things where what's annoying me about United right now is that we have particular areas, serious areas that are need for improvement, right? And it feels like a new one materializes every 2 weeks. So we have like a specific focus of what needs to improve, what needs to get better. And then another weakness just props up a couple of weeks later. It's like, and my issue is, I've said it in previous pods, is you go into the summer without Champions League football, and without the amount of areas that you need to improve, and which your striker is now one, because obviously our only striking option is a 37-year-old man. Cavani's got basically 1.5 feet out the door. And,
I'm actually really disappointed in
exactly.
Cavani's been acting lately. He tried to leave, which is fair, and the same thing that we said to all the players, if you want to leave, then leave. Now, Ralf didn't let him go, and maybe that was a different need because we really did need him, but he ain't been available. And all the people that was blaming Ronaldo for how poor United have been, my days without him would have been so fucked. Because we would have literally had no one to play.
Literally no one.
Charlie McNeil.
I think Martial probably wouldn't have gone on loan then, if that was the case.
Yeah, but he wasn't available for the entire time that he was here.
Yeah, I know. What do you mean? What do you mean? His whole 7-year career?
No, I mean, he played the Everton game, then he had a knock, and then he'd only just got fit again before he found himself on the bench. So
it's quite obvious that what I was going to get into is Steve's actually doing a video on this as well. He's got a particular striker in mind. He's got numerous, but he's done a video on one. We might cover all of them. And it's a potential striker that we will need to bring in the summer alongside a midfielder that's going to be young and hungry. And someone that has a little bit of value, because that's usually what United try and sign anyway, younger players. But sometimes we've swayed a little bit away from that.
Mohamed, I'm not sure on the... I can't remember the word I was thinking of, the validity of these stats. But I'll read it out and just take his word for it for now. And he says, defensively, Ollie managed less than 1.0 XG conceded just 4 times. Ralf has done it 7 times.
So we've become...
He's done it 7 times with some shocking defending.
I don't know if I believe that recently, because a lot of the goals that we haven't conceded have come down to De Gea's heroics, if I'm honest. There's been a lot of gilt-edged chances that other teams have had that De Gea's saved.
I can't believe how much I'm reading in the comments from last night as well about how many people are saying, like, the distribution doesn't matter. His primary job is to save goals. It is. But if you don't think that he hurts us by... I mean, I think he had 70% pass completion last night, but it's not about the passes he makes, because he makes the 3-yard passes to Lindelof. It's about the passes that he should pass and doesn't. Or when he does play them and we lose it, we're immediately under pressure. Or he might complete... I might complete a pass from me to you, but it was so obvious it was going to you. You've been closed down and now you can't play it out. And we've still lost the ball in our third. How many times did we see that last night?
We saw it loads. We went to the game with Steve, and usually I'm definitely a pro De Gea guy. Like, I think De Gea's arguably being player of the season for how he's performed, especially when it comes to goal stopping. And he was essential to that last night as well, with probably one of the saves of the season yesterday, which we often have seen from De Gea. I've become a little bit immune to it because he's done it so often. But I did start to see, when I was looking down on it, is his ball playing ability, or lack thereof, is a bit of an issue, because in the modern game now, keepers' importance for how they are with their feet is elevated and it keeps growing. They're almost an 11th outfield player. And if you're a big club,
that's the reason for playing out.
If you're a big club and a big team, yeah, we talk about our issues with playing out, right? A lot of the other keepers in the league playing for the top teams, they're part of their going out, their playing out patterns, and they're a massive part of that. I think if United know and Rangnick knows, the manager know that De Gea's not great with his feet at passing, it limits what they can do in a training pitch or from a tactical standpoint of how we can like formulate patterns to play out if they know that De Gea's limited in that area. Do you know what I mean? I know that's not his pride, and I'm not putting all the blame on him, but I'm thinking that is a possible problem.
To illustrate how much of a part of modern football it is,
yeah,
I play my keepers at centre half in training. Do I not?
Yeah.
Why do I do that?
Because they need to be good at the ball, on the ball, or comfortable, or step in.
Yeah, I need them to have the bravery to be able to play. Like, we've got like 6 keepers at the club. So obviously we'll play a keeper in net. I'll play a keeper at centre half alongside a centre half. So then they get used to knowing what a centre half needs to do. They get used to it helps their communication with the defence because they're aware of what they need to do. And it also removes that fear from both the players around them that this guy knows how to control it with his feet and play. Like, you're always 20 yards off the back line, right, in net. So if your centre halves are thinking, I can play to him while he's being pressed because I've seen him in training at centre half, and he can distribute it from centre half, he can definitely distribute it from being in net.
Yeah.
And it eliminates that fear. It gives the keeper confidence, and it just creates a more fluid sort of communication between the back line and the goalkeeper.
Yeah. I know, but it does make me feel like I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I did notice it, and I'm a really pro De Gea guy. I think De Gea has been really important to where we are and not being worse off.
Atletico Madrid don't play out the back all the time. No, not every team does, but we clearly want to be a possession-based team. That's been a fundamental transition from the first season of Ole to right now. Is we've changed how we want to be.
Yeah.
I'm falling in love, says Van der Sar, best baller goalkeeper ever. I'm not sure about ever, but typically Dutch keepers are ones that have grown up being a lot more comfortable with their feet. That's just something that the Dutch do as a nation. They have ball playing goalkeepers. There was and Cruyff obviously being a massive proponent of playing out from the back with goalkeepers rather than just punting it and trying to scrap for it in the final third.
It's because generally you don't have a focal point up front where you can kind of knock it, they'll shield it, and you can get onto second balls anyway. But yes, Kevin said De Gea's passing still better than Fred. Do you know what it is? I saw a comment yesterday at some point when I was watching live that was pretty funny about saying that Fred completed 100% of his passes yesterday to Brighton. I actually checked that to see if that was correct because I didn't agree. I know this is slightly off topic, but I was thinking it earlier when I said it upstairs, and I was bare confused. Don't know whether it was
I just completely disagree. Provably with this, Anirudh says, De Gea has decent distribution. You don't need a freestyler in goal. It's provably not true. It's provably not true, mate.
You need to get someone to get the metrics on that to kind of see where it's going.
No, it's not only, again, you can't only judge it by the results of what he's doing. You have to look at what was on and wasn't played. You have to look at how much he delayed it because he wasn't comfortable to play it, and then he played an easier ball.
Yeah.
Sometimes the decision making has to be quicker.
Do you know what it is? You see it more when you're at the game because Steve has got really good seats.
From a tactical
to watch football from a tactical in the high up in the Stretford end, just looking down
behind the goal, pretty central, and the pitch is like a tactics board in front of you, and without moving your head, you can kind of see what the fullbacks are doing, what the wingers are doing, and it's just a totally different view in it.
Because I don't notice it as much. I don't notice as much when I watch it on telly, but yeah, I'm not saying I don't think he's awful on the ball, like unplayable, but he's just not reliable enough for United to be an effective playing outside. It could be helped by the fact if we had good midfielders or a good CDM, which we don't. So that kind of amplifies it a little bit.
I absolutely agree on that. I think Fred and McTominay hide behind the opposition forwards, and don't make themselves available. There's got to be 100% more lateral movement from them. De Gea, for some reason, seems to always want to go to Wan-Bissaka, and you're just sitting there going...
That's not De Gea's fault.
No, it's not.
You know what that is? That is teams tactically coming up against United when Wan-Bissaka was right back and just saying...
Leave him.
Leave Wan-Bissaka, make them play it to him.
Yeah,
leave him. So he was generally
Mark up everyone. And of course, and that's tactics.
Yeah.
We do it ourselves at weekend, don't we? We go, he's shit, leave him, right? Let him have the ball and then press him. And it's the exact same thing that happens with Wan-Bissaka. You leave him, you make it look like he's the one that's in space. Yeah. I mean, it's literally in our tactical handout, isn't it, about leaving a fullback. Is leave that guy and then clamp him. Exactly. And that's what people do at United. Yeah,
it's always people force it's a fullback. Anyway, that's generic. That's rule number 101 of pressing. Anyway, obviously, Chris Davis sent a super chat in saying, all right, lads, I was really impressed last night with how Brighton played round the press, playing one or two touch, frustrating our forwards. You know what that is, though? When our forwards press, it's always in ones and twos, though. It's never a collective swarming thing.
The shape's mental.
The shape's bad, so it's like... You'll see Ronaldo actually go sometimes.
What was that point in the first half?
Yeah.
There was one where it was 3 passes from the keeper to
and
them
he played straight
in our third. And it went, I think it went 6, 8, 9 all winger.
Yeah, that was well too easy. I think it was Moder in it, that Moder kid.
Yeah, was it 6, 8 winger, yeah? 6, 8 winger. Bosh. And you're like,
they're on our edge of our box.
No fucking challenges. Just, how easy was that? It was so
free,
simple.
It was free simple passes, and I think Morpay ended up with a shot at the end. I was like, I know we're talking about Champions League, but I feel like in Champions League we might be in trouble with that kind of play. Anyway, I'll tell you that for free. But what I will say on the De Gea situation to finalise it is, I'm gonna say this. I much prefer my keeper being amazing at saving and shooting the ball than the other way around. I'd obviously prefer that.
And last
anyway.
night he bailed us out. He absolutely did.
So
there was a save that was frankly physics defying that he made last night.
The ball was behind him already when he.
He's so good at that.
Yeah.
But you can't ignore this element to his game. When he's putting us under immediate pressure, like what's the one thing Ralf has asked for and not got? Control.
Yeah.
And I think that's partially down to, I certainly think McFred's a massive part of that because I think the pair of them are pretty honest players and they'll definitely put a shift in for you, but they're not going to win you a league. They're not going to win you. They're not match winners. They might score a goal, they might play a pass, but that's not what a match winner is.
Exactly.
I can't look to him and go, Scotty, win the match for us.
Exactly. Andrew Corbett, 96, says everyone praises Brighton, but they just lose and draw every week. They're no worse. They were no worse under Chris Hughton. That's completely wrong. They've literally lost. I think they only lost like once in their last 9 games. United were the first team to beat them in the last 5 league games.
They're also Brighton, mate.
And also Brighton.
They're like 4th in every like positive metric when it comes to So they drew with Chelsea, lost to Tottenham, drew with Leicester,
FA Cup,
drew with Palace. Had a few draws.
Beat Everton. Draw quite a bit.
Brian, Chelsea. That's their problem.
They're ninth.
Is that they've drawn 12. There you go. They've lost 5. They've lost less than us.
You're allowed to appreciate a team without the fact that they're not like. I feel like I watched them yesterday and seeing certain things and the way they set up, and I think Potter and Brighton are a really interesting tactical team, and I think they're really innovative as well. They usually change game in, game out.
They have as much possession as the likes of City and Liverpool and Chelsea, or just less than.
Do you think Brighton have a bit of thingy about them? When Swansea were
they're way better.
Winning the Premier League.
They're so much
because I remember when Swansea was in the Premier League and everyone used to go on about how great of the football that they played and that.
No, what was my guy called that was in everyone's fantasy team?
Michu.
Because he was bagging for him. These haven't got a goal scorer. I tell you what, if Brighton had Michu from that season, they'd be fucking challenging top 4.
Yeah, because once again, Brighton did have like 1.5 XG yesterday and didn't score.
Pull that league table back up, right? Turn half of them draws into wins. So 6 more wins. That's going to be 12 more points. What are they on? 33. That takes them to 4th.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
I don't do if buts and maybes though. They draw because they don't score, which is their issue.
Yeah, they draw because they don't score.
Interesting.
I personally think goal scorer.
People are underselling the win a little bit because performance weren't great, but I'm just glad we got a victory because I didn't expect.
But Jamie Vardy in that team.
Yeah. Jamie Vardy does nothing but score goals, isn't it? He's fucking consistent.
What did I show you yesterday?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
See if you guys.
Even when he's quiet.
Is Jamie Vardy having a great season this season? No. What's he got? 9 goals? It's not bad in the league, right? Do you know how many shots he's had for that?
Yeah, he's one of the most clinical, Vardy.
36 shots for 9 goals. Do you know how many Harry Kane's had for his 5? 71.
71.
Twice as clinical as Harry Kane, who's supposedly fucking clinical.
You know what's funny? How we're talking
Shut
about?
up.
You know, if we're talking about strikers that are linked to United. Obviously, we've heard Darwin Núñez from Benfica. We're talking about strikers and what Brighton should have had.
Do those numbers translate? Because Bruno's kind of did.
Yeah, it does translate. But I was talking about the fact that I was getting to the point that Darwin Núñez was this close to signing for Brighton in the summer.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like one of them where they almost pulled off what would have been good. Will it translate? Will it not?
Imagine them pushing us now for 4th.
Exactly. But I told you I've always been a fan of Darwin Núñez.
Let's throw these out here. So Callum says, I'm still salty Ollie got sacked, annoyed the fans thought he was the issue and not the players, the amount of eyes that have been open. Now Ralph is in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, would you rather we got Howson, Hootel or Potter if we couldn't get Ten Hag? Because I'd rather either over Pochettino. What did I say to you last night?
Yeah, you said you'd rather. You literally said that exact line.
No, it wasn't that exact line. I didn't mention Howson, Hootel. It was another manager I said I'd rather have. I'd rather have Potter and...
Can't remember who you said.
Remember who it was? Rooney.
Yeah, you said Potter or Rooney instead of Poch.
Potter or Rooney over Poch.
Yeah, you hate Poch, innit? Nah, and I was going to say...
Here's the thing, right? All the people sort of nodding and winking at me are saying we're getting Poch. I ain't going to go back on it. I'll support him, but I'll be like...
Nah, I'm not a fan of Poch.
Wait till he starts losing. I'm just going to sit there like that.
A lot of people in the comments saying they'd like to see that shit. I'm skeptical. You're talking about the translation from the Portuguese league to the Premier League. I'm really skeptical about the German league translation.
Look at, Aubameyang's did, more or less. Sancho looks like he's found his feet again and looks like he'll be productive. He ain't doing Bundesliga numbers, though.
Because Schick's performing in the Bundesliga.
Henrik Mkhitaryan, Kagawa, all of these are just outrageous data in Bundesliga. I think Bundesliga is just a fun league to play in, man. Honestly, if like Manchester gets nuked, right? Manchester's nuked. You can't live in Manchester. I'm just a hypothetical, right? Manchester gets nuked. You've got to go somewhere else. I wouldn't mind living in Barcelona, but I couldn't be a Barcelona fan. But I like the city. I like the vibe. It's got a good energy. If I've got to go and pick somewhere else for the football, though, get me to Bundesliga. I don't know where I'd like to live in Germany. Hamburg's a bit seedy.
It's a fun league. It's open. It's entertaining. They have basically every team goes out trying to win. There's no low block. Yeah. There's no.
It's a fun league.
It's a bit. That's why the goals happen so often. But that's why I'm skeptical about Schick. So it's like because apparently in the Serie A for Roma, his goal scoring record was nowhere near as good.
Who did he start off at though? He's had a good record.
He had a good record. I think at Sampdoria he had a good record.
He did have a good record at Sampdoria, I think. In Serie A. But yeah, you're right. His record at Roma. But did he play off the... Yeah. Was it off the right?
Yeah, someone said Heung-min Son's translated.
Yeah,
he was at Leverkusen,
That's true. It's not universal. There's players who it has, but it feels like those tactics... those stats don't generally... I mean, I don't know where it does 1 for 1, to be honest.
Nah, it probably doesn't. Like, Premier League's extremely difficult.
I think the Premier League.
I don't say the Farmers League thing. I'm not a believer in that.
Yeah, Knight says none of them play low blocks. It's high lines and bad defending for open games. Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. I think because it's fashionable in German football to press. Yeah, you end up with a lot of halfway line duels, which means there's a lot of scrambles and quick players like Jadon Sancho in behind, bit of passing, bish bash bosh, him and Ireland taking a piss. Yeah,
because exactly what I'm thinking is. Literally, bottom of the table will go to Bayern away and not play a low block. They'll just think...
Will's just wrote Timo Werner with no context.
Nah, Timo Werner in terms of he's not translated.
No.
From the Bundesliga. I don't know. Jory might be out on Bundesliga forwards, so, Fun
league, though.
Haaland.
Fun league, though.
Haaland. I think
but he's
Haaland's shown too much though. Yeah.
He was scoring in Norway. He was scoring in Austria. He's still scoring in Germany.
Scoring in Champions League.
Yeah, I think his translate anywhere. Really.
Yeah, I think he's even more
I don't
suited.
look at international football because I know he scores internationally, but
He does score for Norway. So he scores for everyone.
International football's just shite. I wonder what the true level of international football is, because we already know. Like when England played San Marino, they said San Marino. So it goes down to level 8, which is Ramsbottom level.
But you can't do that though. You can't be You can't say I want to know how the international football standard translates and just go down to the worst possible team you can think of. You got to weigh it in with the best teams as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying, does any national team beat the best club team?
Probably.
Not sure.
Isn't the whole part of international football on the top end being all the best players that are French, all the best players that are Spanish? You're going with a pretty good team. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if they're better than club teams. I think
it's probably level because you got
still
a
in
mix.
it more.
Yeah,
because obviously you're not like if let's use England for example. England haven't had a good left winger for decades, or that was the thing for decades.
Yeah,
Manchester United can buy Ryan Giggs, or bring through Ryan Giggs, or sign a left winger, and I think you're able to cover up your weaknesses in the transfer market, which you obviously can't do. Internationally. But yeah, so San Marino, the level of San Marino. 21st Club, which is a football data company, did a study which said our level only goes down to level 8, which is Ramsbottom, which is where you played earlier this season. And he goes, and San Marino are further away from level 8 than level 8 is from the Premier League.
Yeah. But I'm not using San Marino as a measuring stick for international football. No way. Obviously, they are on.
CM says Maguire is going to lift big ears. Wow.
Oh my days, I just thought of that.
Imagine.
Listen, I've got all this theory about all the possible 1% ways that United could win the Champions League this season, and I forgot, like, if that's going to happen, Maguire's involved. And is that possible? Listen.
Akshay says thoughts on Lautaro Martinez and Nkunku. Nkunku, see, I don't know if this is the Rangnick link or what, but like it feels like his name's been getting brought up a lot lately.
Yeah, as Lautaro Martinez, he's legit.
Nim says, player for player, France is better than any club. You might have a point on that one, but then do they have the gameplay of a club?
Probably not.
Because football isn't played on paper.
Yeah, it truly isn't. I'm just laughing at the fact that James T said Giggs should have played for England but chose Wales, but I'm just laughing at the way he spelt Wales.
I actually don't think it was ever a thing. He played for
Wales.
English schoolboys because he was going to school in England.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
He's Welsh.
No, he said Wales. You know what it reminds me of? Partly of what I said earlier, which I don't know if you might find it quite weird. Is it weird that I've never been to an aquarium?
What? I swear to God, I couldn't write you coming up with this sort of shit.
I was thinking it before.
What the fuck?
No, listen.
What the fuck?
Because he said...
What the fuck?
No, because he said Wales. It reminded me of a whale. So, shit.
I can see where the lines joined up.
But I was thinking earlier, shit. Random. I've never been to an aquarium. Like... What, mad?
Should we load you and Blake up into the car, right? Because you are on the mental age of a 3-year-old.
No.
And let's take you to Blue Planet. Blue Planet Aquarium, is it St. Helens Way?
I have no idea. Never been, have I?
I'll take you. Should we do that should we do a Patreon video where we take Ronaldo to an aquarium and film him?
No. Is it? No, listen.
You fucking tell me.
No, but listen. Imagine, and then Joe was in agreement. He said, imagine going to an aquarium on magic mushrooms. Or something along those lines. Some sort of hallucinogen. That'd be insane. Never took a drug in my life, but imagine being on hallucinogen or some magic mushrooms and being in a big aquarium. You go insane.
Fucking don't know what the fucking hell to do with this. Where the fuck?
Right, fuck it. Right. Oh, that's a bit random, isn't it?
Oh, a little bit. Anyway, do you want your nuts as smooth as a shark? Your eel as slippery as...
Oh, yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you, of course, by the good folks at Manscaped. There's 4 million men worldwide trust Manscaped to keep their shit all in one piece and clean and fresh and shaved, essentially, and tidy and clean. Listen, last week it was Valentine's. If you didn't manage to get lucky, you got to ask yourself the questions. Does it look like a jungle down there? If it does, you need to come and get on Manscaped. We can give you 20% off and get you free shipping. And if it ain't for you, you want to buy someone in your life, a bit of Manscaped. Do you know when people go, I have no idea what to get? This guy. Manscaped. Get Manscaped. You never lose with it, right? So there's free gifts in there. You get a travel bag, you get anti-chafing boxes, you get weed whacker in there, you get ball deodorant, you get ball toner. It's a really well-made product. It's got an LED for weirdos who like to do it in the dark. It's got anti-chafing technology. Listen, you don't need to know about any of that. It's irrelevant. Here's the thing. It's well-made. It's good. It actually works, which is more than you can say for a lot of stuff that you get. It charges up nice. It lasts forever. And you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code XG20. Listen, we know that you're going to balls up, no pun intended, and forget someone's gift. That's the gift you need to go get them because it's straightforward and it's easy to sort out. And if not, summer's coming. Before you know it, you're going to blink and it's going to be summer.
And Father's Day.
And nobody needs to look like you've got stuff growing out your underpants. Just get it all wazzed off. It's not the 70s anymore. It's time to go clean. Get it in a mixer. Happy? XG20 for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Check the link in the description. Happy? Happy.
I'm happy, mate.
Wow.
Wait, is there actually no whales at an aquarium? No, that's disappointing.
No, there's no whales in aquariums. I mean, there probably is. There's some aquariums, probably in America. But no, the one in Chester does not have whales in it. I think it has little sharks, though.
It might do.
I'm trying to remember.
Someone said beluga whales. Do you know what I mean? But beluga whales, them bald, ugly, ghost-looking ones.
Have you seen that? Their head's like a balloon, like it's like dead soft.
Animals are fascinating, man. This is why I don't know why I've not been to an aquarium. But anyway, I'll get that done.
Animals are fascinating. Don't change the subject. Let's do it. Should we do it? Let us know in the comments. Shall we take Ronaldo? Do you want to see a Patreon vlog of me and Janine being like stepmom and dad to Ronaldo and taking him to the fucking aquarium? And we'll take a 3-year-old as well so we don't all look proper weird going to an aquarium as 3 adults.
I'd fucking love that, me. Hey, listen, life's about experiences, mate. Work to live, not live to work.
Mick says you need to actually go whale watching Ronaldo on a fucking boat. I like the way he swore in there as well, like on a fucking boat. Apparently Blue Planet has 28 adult blue whales. No, it can't do. Aren't blue whales the real big bastards? There must be another aquarium.
No, come on.
It's called Blue Planet Chester. Let's just see. So we're just pulling up the website now to have a look.
Makes sense, innit? I'm on about them once. Scary, man. See, aquariums.
Birthday party there.
See, aquariums actually do look scary though as well. At least the only time I've seen an aquarium is in one of those Jaw films.
You can dive with sharks there.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. Word of warning, I can't swim, so...
Oh, there we go. So we've got a coral cave. Let's go through there. Aqua Theatre, that's pretty cool. You've got a shark tunnel, so that is a long tunnel where you can see all the sharks. Pirate Playground, your favourite?
No chance.
Coral cave. They've got some crocodiles in there. They've got frogs. They've got a flooded forest. What's that? Northern Streams.
Check ticket prices.
About 30 quid, I think. Well, 20 quid.
20 quid. Jesus,
20 quid.
Sign me up.
So there we go. Let's have a look what the comments are saying. Patreon meet up at aquarium. What's that? Scroll up a little bit. Let's get that one. Whale watching is a different tourist adventure in itself. I can't imagine the conspiracy theories coming out of his mind. I'd love to take us all to do something I did when I was in the army, which is adventure training down in Newquay. Just because of the hilarity of what you would be like doing that. It would be sensational.
Listen, the only way I'm going anywhere near water, is a beach where I'm at hip level or an aquarium where the water's guarded from me. Other than that, I'm not stepping in anywhere I can't swim, mate. My buoyancy is not really there.
We did a week away when I was in the army twice to Newquay, and it was sensational. Normally, the adventure training that you do is dog shit. I did the same adventure training. The first few years I was in the army, the adventure training that I did was the same adventure training that I did at primary school when I was 11. Like, you do a bit of canoeing, you do a bit of rock climbing, and you're like, really? This is fucking boring. And then I had a really cool commanding officer who was like, basically just went, adventure training's boring, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, thankfully someone's actually said it. And he went, yeah, it's wank. He goes, with the budget that we have, he goes, here's what I can do. He goes, we can all go to Newquay. We're going to stay at a camp which costs us like £1 a night each to spend out. So it was minging, but it's not. It might just a bed in it. And here's what we can do for activities. We can learn to surf, and you could do that. And normally you get told they mix you all up so you're not with your mates, which makes it you're with like bosses and other officers and stuff like that, and it's shit. And you get told, this is your group, and then you've got to do this in the morning, this in the afternoon, this in the morning, this in the afternoon. It might be like hill walking and canoeing and then rock climbing and then just some wank in the afternoon. And he was like, look, here's all the activities. Treat it like a buffet. He goes, if you want to get pissed at night and sleep on the beach the next day, that's an activity. I'm like, okay. He goes, if you want to surf all morning and then go back in the afternoon and surf and then get drunk at night and then go back the next day and surf in the morning and then surf in the afternoon, that's an activity. He goes, if you want to go and get fucking smashed in the pub, that's an activity. He goes, and they put all the other stuff on, like your rock climbing and things like that. And he goes, that's what we'll do. He goes, you just got to make sure you sign up by 6 o'clock the next day to tell everyone what you're doing and then go do it. He goes, I don't care what you do. And we had a couple of barbecues and like oil drums on the beach. It was fucking sensational, honestly.
That sort of experiences actually do need to have in it.
But I did deep sea fishing while I was there. And it's the first time I'd ever done it.
You get salmon?
No, I got a little. There was a little shark, a little brown shark. I'll find the photos of it actually because I got a little brown shark, which I think might have been called poke. I could have been wrong. I think it's called poke. And I also caught something which is a little bit like chippy fish, which is called pollock, I think. And we someone else did it. I didn't do it. I don't have a fucking clue what I was doing, but someone cooked them on a barbecue in tinfoil, and it was sensational. But we went out on a boat, threw up everywhere, got seasick, like proper all over the gaff. But it was mega, and I enjoyed that. And I'm not a boaty person. I don't really like fishing, but I enjoyed that. That was good. We played golf one day as well. That was the first time I tried golf, and that was an activity.
You've had some experiences. That sounds insane. Almost.
That's one of the best things about the military.
Almost had me drawn in.
It opens your eyes to seeing a lot of stuff like that. So I did surfing for a few days.
Yeah.
I did getting drunk a few times as an activity. I played golf. I did deep sea fishing, and I just chilled. It was good.
No, it probably would be. Someone's actually asked, like, the Dennis says, "How can you not swim, mate?" Well, in water, I sink. That's your answer to your question. I can't swim. I just can't. Never learned. And when I've actually tried, I've just not stayed afloat. So I've got a fear of drowning as well. So that comes into it.
We'll get you and Blake a little life jacket in front of you.
Someone said salmon in the sea. Where else is salmon?
They're river fish, mate. That's why you see bears catching them and that. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that still. Can't act like that's common knowledge.
Notch says, I've cooked battered pollock in my old job many times. Most customers didn't like it. It wasn't battered because I think all they did was put lemon, salt, and butter, I think. And it just, I think they wrapped them in tinfoil and they stuck them underneath the coals in the oil drum. And honestly, like, you got to try that sort of shit. When we was in Singapore, shout out to Hunter and the lads and Ben that like hosted me and Adam when we was out in Singapore, and Will was there with us as well. Actually, I don't know if you remember this. Did you come back to that hotel room on the last night with us, Will, when we tried stingray and that? Yeah. So they had stingray, and I was like, well, I never ate stingray, and here's one for Steve Irwin. I'm going to try a bit, and it was like barbecue stingray, barbecue sauce stingray, and honestly, it just tasted like wet chicken. Like oily chicken.
Jesus.
Taupe. That was it. Taupe. Thank you, says Dean.
People are very knowledgeable on fish,
That's it, man. You can take. That's what I love about these podcasts, and especially doing them live.
Yeah, I do learn a few things every time I hear from people in the comments.
You can take this in mad directions, and people like, I know exactly. I can sit here and say, yeah, I caught like a little brown shark.
And someone knows something about it.
Exactly what that is.
Well, exactly what it is. See what MK said though about Christian.
There we go. The English players like Maguire, Rashford, and co are irritated that Ronaldo wants to leave the dressing room with his own clique. There is a risk of a split in the team. Thoughts?
I think he's kind of reported what a lot of journalists have already been hinting at anyway. Yeah.
There's an English. Oops. There's a player told me that. There is a bit of. Fuck that up
exclusives on XG Files.
I didn't mean to say
right
that.
Here.
There is a player.
English. Go on.
Fuck's sake. It's not Marcus. I haven't spoken to Marcus in ages. There is a player. Put it this way. He ain't in the team. Let's figure that one out.
All right, go on. Get.
There is a player at United at the moment that told me that there is something with the cliques. And actually, that's the first journalist I've seen mention it. I didn't want to put it out there. But I asked, like, is it as true as what people are saying, like, the atmosphere and training? And he said, yeah, it is a little bit. And he said kind of all the Portuguese-speaking players, when you add it up, it's quite a few, actually. Tellez, Fred, Bruno, Ronaldo, Delo. Yeah. There's a fair few in there. But my response to that would be, I think you could fucking learn a lot of them. Bruno's been an extreme high performer since he joined. Fred obviously not. Tellez obviously not. Delo obviously not. But if Bruno and Ronaldo want to do something a certain way, well, I'm sorry, I think you probably should start listening to them.
Yeah.
Relatively successful, a pair of them.
I agree with that. Philip Thomas, though, what he just said, there's cliques in every squad. I do agree with that, but there's still like a sense of unity that's required within the culture of a dressing room.
You've all got to pull the same.
So you can have, it's all right having cliques. I
think there's an academy clique.
Yeah. No, but you can have cliques as long as you all pull the same way, like you said. Or there's a sense of an equal goal. But if there's cliques and it's divisive and whatever, then it's not the same, is it? Which is going to be hurtful, and it kind of shows on the pitch anyway. And especially availability is the best ability. Yeah, it definitely is.
Matt Nichols laughing at it. I'm going to start laughing at that on the way home. Just thinking, what the fuck?
What?
The aquarium comment. You'd be like, I've never been in an aquarium. Like, what?
Looking back, that was quite random. Sorry.
It was quite random. Never change. Steve, can we sign Russ Abbott to get the atmosphere right in the dressing room? Who's Russ Abbott? Wasn't that a comedian back in the day?
Just ask that and someone will know.
Google Russ Abbott, please, William.
No, we don't even need. Someone will tell us.
Jacob says vanity reigns supreme. Yeah, I agree on that. And again, it's also the entitlement of some of these players. What the fuck have you done?
Someone's put jealousy in it. Like Drake once said, though, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time.
Yeah, I thought that was a comedian?
Yeah.
Yeah, comedian. Right, I don't know what the fuck.
Maybe he's...
Anyway, let's have a look at some of these comments. Yeah. Let's finish off with the comments. Have I got a before and after of my weight loss? I sent one to my mum the other day. It's quite noticeable, actually.
You are
stagnated a bit because I fucking pulled my calf. Been out here running like a motherfucker. Pulled my calf. Oh, I told Ronaldo yesterday about a proper embarrassing moment. Yesterday.
That generally happens, though. Like, if you go from being quite sedentary and then you also all of a sudden...
Yeah, we're not been that sedentary.
Running up hills with weights on, you're gonna you are gonna something's gonna
it ping,
innit? Do you know what I mean?
So I pinged my calf. I was on the road to recovery yesterday. Got up and I was like, oh, I'm walking without pain because it's been like painful. Every time you flex your calf, pain in my calf, like fucking hell. So like, right, gotta go out. Went out for the afternoon with Janine and Blake yesterday. Go and have something to eat. Goes into a pub for a pub lunch. It's so embarrassing, this, but it's funny though. And I've gone to go to the toilet, and the toilet's just this blackness, right?
Yeah.
And I've gone into this. Before you turn into the toilet, it's like a little foyer almost. There was a step down. Didn't realise there was a step down because it was too dark. It was about a foot, like a proper full foot. So I've tried to scratch with my foot, obviously my left foot, the one where I've got a pulled calf. Yeah. I've redone my calf. I've missed a step, and I've kind of, whatever I've done with my calf, I've moved it too quick and I've re-injured it. I've then hit up the deck with both of my knees, which fucking killed. And then as I'm on the floor, I've got cramp in my right hamstring. Now, what do you have to do when you get cramp in a hamstring? You got to get up quick, ain't you? And straighten that shit out with a speed. So I've jumped up. Now I've definitely done my fucking calf in because I've jumped up far too fast. Tried to stretch it out, and a fucking old woman's come and been like, "You all right, love?" Must have made a right fucking racket as I've gone down. And I am all right, but I'm well embarrassed. I've been like,
you're well embarrassed. You know what? As I said, I think that does sound like a potential lawsuit.
I ain't that guy.
Potential lawsuit, mate. Cash it up.
So then I just went and sat on the toilet like that. What the fuck? That's like the most I've never felt as old in ages. Just falling over. Just.
When age hits you, it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. And then as I left, it says mind a step. But not on the way in it done. There's nothing. There's just fucking smash your face in on the floor.
I'd be lawsuiting that up, mate.
Peter Kelly says the Gaelic team I play for went out after every game in 2020, won the championship for the first time. Last year we didn't, got beat in the first round. Make of that what you will. Ed
Sample
T
size
says
is
Ronaldo
small.
came back and instantly the most popular person in the camp. Of course, he's pissed off a few entitled babies in the squad.
That's exactly what happened.
I almost don't care if you don't like him. You could learn so much from him. Stop being a baby.
Because you know what it is with what comes with being a Manchester United player. There's like a bit of a spectrum of you are a footballer. Footballer.
He's led a very sheltered life.
Right, yeah, you know she's sedentary, but don't know what Simon is. Hey, listen, got nothing for you, mate.
Janine tells me some of the stuff you come up and ask her. Like, am I right putting this in a microwave?
I'm very much a believer. If you don't know, you ask.
Yeah, Ronaldo heard when someone said, "Hey, there's no such thing as a stupid question." He was like, "Got you."
Nah.
I'm gonna test that.
Exactly, but all right. Let me finish my point I was making. let me finish the point I was making. I was saying like you're half footballer, but there's a little bit of celebrity with some of the United players in it, and there's 100%. A bit of ego in your marketing and how you come across. Ronaldo walks through the door, and then you're thinking, "Shit, I'm not really the star. I'm not really in the limelight as much."
Mate, United are tweeting about him 200 times. It's only Monday. Harris says the reason United can't get together is a lack of unity provided by a real captain. I think there's a lot in that, you know. I think Maguire's extremely thin-skinned.
No, he looks so fragile, Maguire. He just looks like, I reckon he's insecure. But I don't know, he just gives me that vibe of a kid in school that didn't have many friends, kind of. Actually, I'm not going to go any further. That's a bit deep. Question for Ronaldo, is your heritage Jamaican? Yeah, I'm Jamaican. Not born there, but I've got Jamaican heritage. I'm first generation English. Make that what you will.
What do you mean, make that what you will?
I don't know. You don't know. You might have royalists or something in the comments.
Oh yeah, there was a bit of a rumor at the start of the stream. I'm glad we've left it till this far in, like that the Queen was dead. Not at the time of recording.
Yeah, at the time of recording, the Queen was fine. I'm not going to go into specifics about the kind of the life timeline of the Queen.
Remember the restaurant visit Ronaldo in suit? What? Lee says, do you think there has been some finger pointing and comments made after poor results? Yeah.
Listen, Yassine says Ronaldo's a very smart guy, but his cultural capital needs to improve. That is a norm for BAME people in the UK.
What?
He's basically saying cultural capital. He's like, you're expanding out of what is normally stereotyped for your like kind of person or field. Eventually, like being more knowledgeable on stuff like salmon and rivers or swimming, rather than just keeping to what my culture would usually depict and be, kind of thing. I mean, that's what he's trying to say.
Which is what?
As in, for example, me going as a BAME person and going to fish. Like, BAME people wouldn't commonly fish. I know it's stereotypes, but they're generally... Stereotypes aren't always just negative.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. If I tried to picture you fishing, I'd piss myself.
Yeah. So... Listen,
maybe we should do that. Maybe we should have an extra XXG extra.
Yeah, maybe.
Where it's Ronaldo busting out stereotypes.
Anti-stereotypes.
Yeah, anti-stereotypes.
Yeah. Crack the mold. Someone to get the Queen on the XG files. I wouldn't want to be on the XG files of the Queen.
I don't think they want to talk.
That'd be scary. Imagine that though. The whole area of Stevenson Square probably got undercover MI5 walking about.
I don't reckon. On a serious note,
yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've been anywhere that the Queen's been, and I've not. I don't think. I think I've managed to proper swerve all those events.
Yeah, Jamaicans do fish, but it's like you know what I was trying
in
to
Jamaica.
get.
I bet they do. It's an island. Of course,
it's an island. Yeah.
I mean,
I couldn't think of anything more.
Ackee saltfish is like just a proper Jamaican staple in it. Ackee. So like, of course, there's
and saltfish.
Yeah. So of course, there's you live on a fucking tiny island like Jamaica. Of course, there's going to be a lot of fishing and that going on. I think the stereotype that everyone's referring to.
Yeah, probably fishing.
How many Jamaicans talk about salmon on a regular basis? Probably not a lot.
Yeah, it's like probably fishing wasn't the best example, but I was trying to explain what he meant by improving my cultural capital.
There's British fishing, isn't there? And then there's island fishing, and I think they're totally different things. British fishing is sitting at a lake in a tent while it rains, generally.
Or like going camping.
Yeah. I can't imagine that's in the top 10 things you'd like to do.
No chance. Grizzly bears.
See,
that aren't in the UK, I don't think.
Grizzlies aren't in the UK. No.
Yeah. So, I know.
I think something, me and Dale spoke about, it's obviously Dale's ex-military as well, one of the development guys at Paddock. We spoke about something that we did at college, which is very local as well, Linnet Clough. And they have, they call it camping, but it's a building. Yeah. But they do camping style activities. They do like raft building, a load of team building type stuff. Like we did it as part of the course I was doing at college. I think it was my PEA level that I was doing. And we spoke about doing that as pre-season, bit of team bonding, like a weekend away doing that. Because it was pretty cheap, man. It was like 30 odd quid per person. We could have done all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
I just think, well, looking at the cultural makeup of our squad, there could be some hilarity to be had in there.
That'd be hilarious. See, someone will come at you for the way you said it.
What?
Ackee saltfish, like it's one thing.
Well, chips gravy is one thing. Oh, I guess you should say chips and gravy.
It's two
fish
completely
chips
different
gravy.
things. But
fish chips gravy isn't one thing, is it?
You were wrong, Steve. It's all right,
fine,
mate.
Whatever.
In the way you said it.
I know that's how the Buzz Rock shouts it at you when you go in there.
Listen, if you go into a Jamaican food store, they're not rude and they're not shouting at you, then the food's not going to be good. Put it that way. If they're polite, I'd be worried.
Yeah, it's aggressive. It's fucking aggressive. I never feel as white as I ever do going into somewhere like Buzz Rocks. The guy just screams at you. You're like, I don't think I got what you just said. But everyone's looking at me now.
But the food's great.
Just going to have to go, yeah, the food's sick. My match day routine is to go on the way to Buzz Rocks. He doesn't usually open for the night games. Saturday games, if we've got time, fly by Buzz Rocks.
Exactly.
Or Dougie's. You got Dougie's as well. Don't mess with Dougie's.
Definitely got Dougie's.
I never tried the Cool Runnings one, though. That gets a lot of love.
Yeah, there's plenty, but only very few are actually good. Someone's getting on to you about asking you what the Masterplan is from Rangnick for the Champions League, because obviously you're the one that came up with the title. Yeah,
I walked in here and he goes, you want to see what title we've put for XG files?
Nah, I generally believe, even if it's a 5% chance that we could somehow do a Champions League run and get into the Champions League next season, what might include about finishing 4th. Who knows? Because if we get past or squeeze past Atletico Madrid somehow over 2 legs, we're in the quarterfinals. And then from that point,
George is new round here. He says, what are these two on about? Isn't this supposed to be a footy podcast?
Yeah, it's new. Not far off, though. We are talking, we're finalising it off now by saying somehow, some way, there's a possibility, because Liverpool were a bad team that won the Champions League in 2005. Conte did it with Chelsea when they finished 6th in the league. It's not complete, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not impossible if we click at the right time.
Peter Kelly's got an interesting one. Do I think Americans call their MLS winning team world champions? That's interesting, because they call every other one of them.
They probably do. I don't know, but like, the thing is, it's not like they're just subconsciously. What's the word? I don't know, xenophobic. It's not probably wrong, but like in terms of they just exclude. They think the world revolves around them, Americans, and not all of them. We're not going to generalize. I'm sure some of you are nice, some of you are, but when it comes to the sporting world, when they call NBA champions world champions.
Yeah, but the thing is, they
like
go,
think,
well, no one else would beat us. And you go, you probably got a point.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a world competition. It was a national competition.
Yeah.
So you're the national champions.
Yeah, someone said Di Matteo. I wasn't sure if it was Conte, it was Di Matteo that did it.
Did what?
Won the Champions League with Chelsea when they finished.
And the FA Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did the FA Cup as well. If the Queen makes it to 100, says Marty, who sends her a letter?
Yeah, Roberto Di Matteo. My bad.
I don't think it's Roberto Di Matteo that sends the Queen a letter if she gets to 100.
I'm on about who won the Champions League with Chelsea. But anyway.
Breen Irwin says, good nightclub bars in Manchester looking to go for a weekend. Ronaldo's a young whippersnapper out here.
There's loads. You've got Foodwell, Firefly, you've got Menagerie, you've got Yours Bar, you've got Boulevard. If anything, I'd say Manchester now is much, much, much better for the bars, etc., rather than actually clubs. It's got good bars in Manchester, I'm not going to lie.
Jedis says the World Series was based on a newspaper called The World. This is correct, and they sponsored, I believe, the baseball, but they don't call themselves the World Series winners. They called themselves champions of the world, world champions, and I saw that with the American football teams and the basketball teams as well. So even though it's called the World Series is, it's still called World Series, and they still call themselves world champions. I think when I went to San Francisco Giants had just won it, and they was just saying everything was like champions of the world, and it's like, yeah, all right, you've used that technicality, but this is taking the piss. And you might be right. They might be the best. They might not be a team that's out there that can beat them, but you didn't compete in a world competition. It's like when United won the treble, 99. We're European champions because we won the European competition. Yeah. We didn't call ourselves world champions immediately. We had to wait to win the competition, which included the people that qualified from the other parts of the world. And sometimes you can lose those games.
Yeah.
Right,
fair enough.
I think we're going to wrap it up.
Cheers
for tuning in. Listen, we know that you need to go and buy someone something. Go get them Manscaped. And if you're thinking that you want to go and get in a mixer for summer coming, you got to shave your shit, man. You need to have it nice and clean and tidy. And Manscaped is the way to do that. Use the code XG20, get 20% off, get free shipping, and we'll see you in the next one. Laters.
Later.
Identifies as someone that's
Yeah, identifies as a lazy person. I've been here since like 8 this morning.
It's a tough 5 job.
So when we get to half an hour late every day.
I'm not very punctual.
So obviously you've never got married?
Who was the vicar, Joe? Who married them, Joe? That's the first 2 people.
So hang on,
They can't do anything as a throuple.
No, they could have had a kid, made that kid become a vicar, and then made that vicar marry them.
Sex before marriage, though. Can't do that. Go to hell.
No,
Because wasn't Eve made from Adam's rib?
What?
Right, so
We got a problem here, Cal.
I don't mind pineapple, so I'm all good.
Pineapple on pizza? No way, no how, no chance. Pineapple should not be on a pizza. Why is it bad to call United Man U? How do you have the inside scoop on United info? Do I support any other teams other than Man United? The fuck I do.